Hello, good morning, my dear students. Welcome to Gyan Jyoti online classes. So today we will discuss about the 12th chapter of our history book, India after independence. Okay, India after independence. So finally, after a long period of, you can say, restless struggle, we got independence from the British rule, from the colonial government in 15th August 1947. Okay, every class of people, every group of people, okay, the business class, students, teachers, doctors, peasants, farmers, okay, every class of people, they were activated in the freedom struggle of India. Okay, that's why it was possible for us to gain what liberty, you can say, to got freedom from the British rule. Got it? So in this chapter we will discuss about the scenario, or you can say the political as well as the social scenario of India after independence. Okay, so after, you can say, after getting independence, some you can say major issues were in front of what political leaders of India. Okay, these were the headache for Indian leaders. Got it? So in this chapter, what we will discuss about briefly, what were the major issues, or you can say what were the major challenges for Indian leaders to combine India into a democratic republic as well as well regulated socialist country. Got it? So let's start the chapter. That after a long and, you can say, relentless or restless struggle, what India finally attained her independence from the British rule in 1947. Okay, but the independence come with partition of the country. Yeah, India was divided into two major country. Okay, on basis of religion. Okay, one, you can say, one is Pakistan and another is our own motherland India. So what the partition, you can say, was a major issue, as well as, you can say, the partition was also a sorrowful action of the Britishers. Got it? After that, a new state, Pakistan, came into being with parts of western and eastern India taken away from the Indian dominion. West Pakistan took away western Punjab, Sindh and Baluchistan. Means these all areas, okay, you can say, were the part of India, Pakistan also. Okay, so before independence, what the Britishers made the partition of India and created another country, what, Pakistan. Then some parts of Punjab, you can say, some parts of what, Sindh. Okay, then Baluchistan, means some parts of our Indian states. Now, okay, Punjab, it is in India. Got it? Just like that, some regions, some parts of Indian states, okay, they were covered by Pakistan. Means what, you can say, before independence the partition was happened, and through the partition, what, the Indians, or you can say, we were lost some places, some territory of India before independence. Okay, then East Pakistan was created with the partition of Bengal, okay, into East and West Pakistan, of, you can say, partition of Bengal means Afghanistan also, what, created through Indian territory. Okay, then thus there was a long stretch of Indian territory which separated East Pakistan from West Pakistan. The division of India came with a host of challenges and problems. Okay, so you can say, the Afghanistan, it was also a part of our motherland, and what Pakistan also was a part of our own land. Okay, so you can say this was the major problem, that the political leader, okay, the political leaders or the Indians, okay, they won't, you can say, hand over this area to what other people who were demanded what other nation on religion basis. But the partitions were happened, and what India divided into three major country, okay, India, then Pakistan, and you can say Afghanistan. Got it? So before we got independent, what we lost our some parts of our territory, as well as what the population that territory what had. Got it? So after what we got independence, we also faced what the partition issue. After getting independence, okay, we had some what major challenges ahead, okay. What you can say obstacles, there were obstacles in front of political leaders, okay. So let's get discuss about that, what were the major issues, what are the major, you can say, obstacles or major problems in front of Indian leaders, in front of the political leaders, okay, who wished to you can say united India into a what single unit. That the first was to help millions of refugees who came from what was now Pakistan, who needed to settle down. Homes and jobs had to be found for these people. Okay, so the first problem, when the partitions were took place, okay, many people, okay, many people, they were, you can say, immigrated to our land from from India, okay. Many people, they were also traveled to what that partition land. Got it? So the people who were, you can say, came from Pakistan, from Afghanistan, okay, they were called as the refugees, because they were traveling from a nation to other nations, okay. That's why this was the, you can say, major problem for political leader, that what the refugee issue. The refugees were, you can say, traveling to India, they were settled down in India. So it was a major, you can say, obstacles for Indian political leaders to create jobs for them, and you can say to provide them housing facility. Got it? So first one is what? Refugee. Okay, the first one was what? Refugee problem. Then second was the problem of integration of almost 500 princely states into the new nation. Okay, second one, princely state. Okay, so the princely state means who you can say ruled over themselves, own self, okay, means it was you can say their choice, okay, to join with Pakistan or Afghanistan or India. Got it? But the political leaders, okay, they, you can say, they wish that the princely state, you can say, mixed with India. So it was also a challenge for the political leaders to, you can say, to combine the princely state with India, okay, because you can say when we got independence from British rule, the Britishers, you can say, provided rights or gave the rights to the princely state, okay, as their wish. They, you can say, they mixed with Pakistan, or they were mixed with what? India, okay. What it was their choice. So it was also a major challenge, it was also a headache for the leaders of India to what? Combine the princely state, what you can say mixed up the princely state with our Indian territory. Got it? Then, in the longer term, the need for a constitution that would hold the diverse country together and best serve the hopes and aspirations of its populations. So it was also necessary to form, you can say, form a constitution. Okay, because through the constitution, okay, you can say it was easy also to rule over India. Nowadays through constitution our government is worked. So it is also, you can say, a essential features, a essential work to form a constitution for the Indian people. Got it? Then there was an urgent need to bring the economy on track. The third problem writing here, that constitution. Okay. Then economy. Got it? So there was an urgent need to bring the economy on track. Okay, after a long period of freedom struggle, you can say the economic condition of Indian people, it was also collapsed. So it was necessary to, you can say, bring the good economic situation. Okay, the, you can say, profitable economic condition or environment for the Indian people. It was also necessary. Then which had suffered considerably in the hands of colonizers. Got it? Then last but not the least, to establish a sound foreign policy. Yes, it was also necessary, okay, to you can say create or form foreign policy, because you can say it is compulsory. We have to maintain good relationship with abroad country, with foreign countries. Okay, so it was also a major, you can say, important issue, important problem, okay, to create or form what good and you can say what suitable, okay, or compatible foreign policy. Got it? So these were the major issues, or you can say these were the major problems, okay, which were faced by Indian leaders, or in, you can say, Indian political leaders, okay, after we got independence. Got it? So these were the major issues or major problems in front of the Indian leaders. Okay, so let's discuss about that what types of steps were taken by the Indian leaders, okay, to sort out this problem, or you can say what type of development policies were created by Indian leaders, okay, or how did the Indian leaders, they were able to what polish this type of, you can say, problem, how did they were able to destroy what this typical, you can say, condition. Got it? So the first one, the refugees problem. Got it? So the partition of India gave way to the refugee problem. By the middle of 1948, about 5.5 million non-Muslims, okay, had moved into India, and a very large number of Muslims had left India for Pakistan. So the migration of such a large number of refugees to India was what unprecedented in the history of any country. So during the partition of India, okay, you can say the historic what migration of people incident was happened. Got it? It was the large, you can say, incident of migration of people. It was the large event of what migration of people. So the government of India set up camps for the refugees to accommodate the huge influx. Okay, so during the, you can say, partition, many people they were migrated from Pakistan to India. Many people or the Muslim people, okay, they are migrated from India to Pakistan. So the Indian government what set up temporary camps for the accommodation of that refugees. Okay, a new ministry of rehabilitation was formed to help settle the refugees. Okay, a new ministry, or you can say a new commission was created. The ministry of rehabilitation was formed to help settle the refugees. Okay, they were provided with loans, education, skill development and employment to restart their lives. Okay, you can say to support that refugees what the Indian government formed and commission ministry of rehabilitation. Okay, and the ambition, you can say, and the function of that rehabilitation or ministry of rehabilitation to provide it, you can say, financial support to that refugees, to provide that education as well as you can say health facilities and housing facilities what to the refugees. Okay, after that what about princely state or integration of princely state, means how did the Indian government were able to what integrate, or you can say created a single unit of princely state. Okay, at the time of independence there were 562 princely state and 17 provinces. How many? 562 princely state and 17 provinces. 17 provinces means the large territorial area. Okay, the large territorial area like Pradesh. Okay, that were known as provinces, and 562 means the rulers. Okay, of the small states ruling by you can say what different rulers. So at the time of independence there were 562 princely states and 17 provinces. The provinces were given to India or Pakistan after being partitioned. The Maharajas and Nawabs of the princely state, okay, however, were given the right to either remain independent or join either India or Pakistan. So it was a choice in front of the ruler, or you can say of the king of princely state, either what they remain independent or they joined or mixed up with Pakistan or India. Okay, thus India was faced with the prospect of what inheriting a fragmented nation with independent provinces and kingdoms what dispersed across the mainland. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, okay, the then Home Minister of Independent India, played an important role, okay, in the diplomacy involved in this war. Okay, so you can say in the activity of what united the princely state or integration of princely state. Okay, who played a major role? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Okay, the Iron Man, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Okay, the you can say Home Minister of India at that time. He played and what major role, prominent role to combine or to united the princely state or what integration of princely state with India. Got it? The new Indian government employed political negotiations backed with the what option of military action to ensure the princely of the central government. Okay, so most of the princely states signed the instrument of accession and joined the Indian Union by the you can say effort, you can say by the political what thought by the, you can say, diplomacy idea of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Okay, many princely states they were joined with what, joined with India. Okay, many rights and privileges of the rulers of the princely states, especially their personal estates and you can say private purses, were guaranteed to convince them to what, accede. So many privileges, you can say many facilities, okay, provided to the ruler of princely state. Okay, after that they were what, joined with India. So it was the responsibility of Indian government to look of their what, privileges and facility. So Indian government, you can say the Indian political leaders, or what, they were guaranteed to serve, okay, to protect the what, rights, as well as protect the facilities, and also protect the privileges of what, the ruler of princely state. After that they were what, joined with India. Okay, then however three states, Junagadh, Hyderabad and Kashmir, proved more difficult to integrate than others. So this, you can say, three states, got it, these three states were created problem for India to mix up with what, our territory. Got it. The first state was Junagadh. So Junagadh was a Hindu majority state with a Muslim Nawab. Okay, remember this thing. So Junagadh was a Hindu majority state, but a Muslim ruler was ruled over what, Junagadh. That's why what, you can say the religious difference. Okay, the religious difference, it was created problem for India. Got it? Who had controversially agreed to accession to Pakistan against the wishes of the people. However, after a what, plebiscite in which 99% favored India, it was merged with India. Got it? So the Hindu majority state, what, Junagadh, where a Muslim Nawab was ruled over. Okay, but you can say according to his religious opinion, according to, you can say, his religious thought, okay, he wanted to what, join with Pakistan. But the Hindu majority people, okay, the 99% of Hindu majority people, okay, they wanted to what, merge with India. Got it? So after that what, the Hindu majority people, okay, they got victory from Nawab, and finally what, Junagadh was merged with India. Okay, with the efforts of what, Hindu people, with the by the efforts of, you can say, Hindu majority. Okay, then Hyderabad. Yes, Hyderabad was also a Hindu majority state ruled by Muslim Nizam. The negotiation with Indian leadership was not fruitful. Sardar Patel ordered the Indian army to depose the government of Nizam in 1948. Okay, it was incorporated as a state of India the next year. Okay, so you can say Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel what, had different ideas, okay, to integrate the princely state. Like in case of, you can say, conversation, okay, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel followed the way of what, negotiations, followed the way of, you can say, communication. But what, in case of, you can say, emergency, okay, in other cases what, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was also followed the war principle. Okay, so you can say through the war principle what, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was able to what, merge Hyderabad with India, because in Hyderabad there was also what, what the Nizams, you can say the Nizams were ruled over. Got it? After that, Kashmir. So Kashmir was a Muslim majority state with a Hindu king. It became a source of controversy between India and Pakistan. Okay. In present time also, what the Kashmir issue is, you can say, is created always problem what between India and Pakistan. So Kashmir was a Muslim majority state. Now also Kashmir, you can say, is a Muslim majority state. Okay, with the Hindu king that period, it became a source of controversy between India and Pakistan that erupted into the first India-Pakistan war, okay, which lasted from 1947 to 1949. Okay, eventually a United Nations overseas ceasefire was agreed that left India in control of 2/3 of the contested region. The French and Portuguese colonies in India also resisted the Indian Union. Okay, however, these areas were defeated in battles with the Indian army. The French colonies of Pondicherry, then Chandranagar, Mahe, Karaikal and Yanam surrendered in 1954. So the Portuguese colonies of Goa, Daman, Diu, then Dadra and Nagar Haveli were liberated by the Indian troops with the help of freedom fighters in 1961, and it was this, you can say, this territory were named as, you can say, the Union Territories. Got it? So the second problem was also solved by what? The Indian government. Let's move on to the third major issue of the Indian leaders, okay, and that was to form what? Form a what? Well regulated, or form a, you can say, welfare constitution. So when India became independent of the British rule, what we have already what know about what you can say the formation of Indian constitution. Got it? That when India became independent of British rule, the leaders realized it was important to have a new structure, okay, of law that would take into what consideration the diversity in India's population and make it easy to govern the vast country. A constituent assembly was formed with Dr. Rajendra Prasad as its chairman. Yeah. For the, you can say, formation of Indian constitution, a constituent assembly was created under the leadership of Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Okay, the team of 299 members, mean in constituent assembly, how many members were there? 299 members. Okay, took almost 3 years to draft the constitution. Okay, took almost 3 years, means you can say 2 years, 11 months and 18 days they were took to form what? Indian constitution. This team, comprising both men and women, examined the 1935 Government of India Act and worked on it, keeping in mind the needs of developing nations with large population and various communities within it. Okay, so the drafting of constitution, the Constituent Assembly, okay, they gave charge to the drafting committee who wrote Indian constitution. Okay, so under the leadership of Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar, okay, the drafting committee played its roles to what? To draft the constitution. Okay, so you can say the drafting committee in 1947 with Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar as its chairman, the Constitution of India was adopted on 26 November 1949. Okay, you can say the drafting committee, by drafting committee, the procedure of what? Indian constitution, okay, it was going on, and finally what? They had made it, and the Constituent Assembly adopted what? adopted the Indian Constitution what on 26 November 1949. Okay, and it came into effect in 26 January what 1950. 26 January 1950. Since then, India celebrated 26 January as what the Republic Day of India. Okay, so some of the important you can say phrases of our Indian Constitution, that you can say our Indian Constitution, you can say always give importance to what sovereignty, socialist, then secular, democratic republic. That's why we can call India what as a socialist state, democratic state, republic state, secular state. Okay, because you can say the Constituent Assembly and Drafting Committee. Okay, what they were very carefully. Okay, they were gave eyes on every Indian people, every what situation of Indian people. Okay, every condition of Indian people. Okay, after that they were made the Indian Constitution. Is it clear? So after the first Constitution was formed by Constituent Assembly. Okay, or you can say drafting by what the drafting committee. What the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar considered as the father of Indian Constitution. Okay, then the other issue was what the linguistic problem of Indian states, or you can say the language differences of the Indian state. Okay, the people you can say who were belong to a particular state. Okay, they hated the other language people. So what the linguistic what movement what took part among the Indian state. Okay, so it was also a challenges for the Indian government to reorganize what of Indian states. Okay, so the demand for states to be organized on a linguistic basis was developed even before India achieved independence from the British. The creation of Orissa province in 1936. Okay, remember the year. The creation of Orissa province in 1936 was a result of such linguistic movement. Okay, so the state, our own state, Orissa, okay, was you can say created by the Indian government on basis of language. Okay. The post-independence period or after independence years, what saw the ancient political movements for the creation of new states develop on linguistic lines, particularly from South